Hi, good evening. This is Gene from Culinary Episodes. Today we're going to be making for you a vegan shepherd's pie. We're getting a lot of requests lately to do something vegan, so we decided to do a little take on a shepherd's pie. Basically what we're going to use for the filling here is butternut squash, pearl onions, fresh corn, leeks, carrots, celery, and this is batata. Similar to a sweet potato, but it's a little more firm. And for the topping, we're going to be using a puree of parsnips and cannellini beans, white beans. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by boiling the parsnips until they're, nice and soft and fork tender. And then we'll start sauteing our vegetables. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to start sauteing our butternut squash and our batata until they're fork tender. You want to start these first because they're going to take a while. So pretty much over like a medium heat, you want to saute these until they're pretty much, just about soft, and then we'll add the rest of the veg. You want to hit it with a little salt and pepper at this point, and that's it. Once these guys get a little, a little more soft, and then we'll add the rest of the veg because these are going to take longer to cook than the rest of the produce. So now we're here, and we got our batata and our butternut squash. It's nice and softened up a little bit. So we're going to add the next step of vegetables here, which is the carrots, pearl onions, and celery, because they're going to take a little while to cook down too. Again, a little salt and pepper. This is kind of going to be somewhat bland because we're using vegetable stock, and so you want to make sure you season it, very lightly every layer. While we're waiting for our vegetables to soften up over there, I want to show you guys how to clean a leek, because a lot of times when you get leeks, there's sand in them. So this is a leek, what it looks like when you buy it in the supermarket. You cut the end off here. It kind of looks like a big scallion for the most part. And cut right there, and what you'd want to do is cut it lengthwise in half, like so. Inside these ribs, lots of times, is a lot of sand. So basically, you want to soak these in ice water for a couple hours. But obviously these are very good, but when you get them in certain places, they're full of sand. So you want to soak them and make sure that you get all the sand out before you cut them into half. Veggies are still sauteing. Now we're going to add our corn, leeks, and garlic right in there, like so. Again, the salt, a little fresh ground pepper. Give it a little toss, and we'll cook that till those are soft. Right, now that we've sauteed our vegetables all together and they're all soft and ready to roll, what we're going to do is we're going to make a roux in the pan. So we're actually just going to add a little more vegetable oil and the same amount of flour, an equal part of flour that we just added vegetable oil. Now we're going to stir this all together and basically cook it just to get the raw taste out of the flour, probably 2 or 3 minutes. We've cooked our vegetables with the roux for a couple of minutes, and now what we're going to do is add our veg stock to bring it all together. And this is going to, thicken up and tighten up nicely. It's probably going to take about 5 or 6 minutes of just simmering. So that's pretty much what you want to see. You want to, see everything together, just slightly covered by vegetable stock, and the roux will thicken it up, and it'll come to be like a nice, pot pie consistency almost. And now we have our parsnips are done here. So what I want to do is, in the meantime, I want to heat the beans too, so everything will come out hot when we make the bean puree. So the ratio on the parsnips to beans is about 1 to 1. Half beans. All right, our mixture here has tightened up. This is kind of the way I like it, but if this is a little too thick for you, you could thin it out, or if it's a little too thin, you can cook it down a little more. Now we're going to strain the beans and the parsnips, and we're going to make our topping. Our parsnips and our beans, and we're going to throw them in this food processor here. And we're going to add a little salt, a little fresh ground black pepper, and we're going to give it a couple pulses. We pureed our beans and parsnips. We're going to put them in a bowl for now. So I just want to fold in some fresh chives. Give it color, and chives are delicious, so you can't really go wrong with those. Alright, and now we're going to assemble the dish. We got all the components of our shepherd's pie done now, so at this point I'm going to hit the mixture with a little fresh thyme, just to bring out some nice freshness in there. Give a little mix. And we're going to assemble the dish. And we're going to take with an ice cream scoop or your choice of vessel. We're going to pop the filling right on top. And then hit with a little chive. Get a little on the plate here. Just to green it up. Then we got these 3 chive sprigs. Just kind of get those in there like so. And there you go. That's your basic vegan shepherd's pie, and we wanted to, you know, satisfy the vegans out there. So enjoy. It's a great dish. Give it a whirl, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us. Have a nice night.